darkness surrounds us. It's time to light up the night. It's time for Zero Dark 30 with John.
Yay!
You want answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth!
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Prepared Mind channel, Zero Dark 30, early Monday morning. Ooh, fighting off a headache, but I guess you could say I slept like a baby. Fully medicated for the evening. Thank you for that on a great Sunday Night Live. Had a good show with you guys. A great show with you guys. A ton of fun. It was supposed to be Super Sunday, wasn't it? Isn't the world a better place on Sunday? Well, it used to be on Super Bowl Sunday, a time when crime went down. I don't think it's that way anymore. I think it's probably the opposite. I think the bad guys know that, stores are not being watched as closely, and same with law enforcement. But let's talk about, that stepping up. What the hell? I mean, there's never a day's rest with these people. Never. Whether we're talking street criminals or political stunts and pundits. SHTF is just solidifying itself around us, going from an inert fog into a crippling solid. Right, the way this is building, it's beginning to hold back people's hands, to hold and restrain their actions, their legs, and their minds, folks. I'm going to talk about this here. Let's start with the football game itself. Also, at this time, I have no idea who won, whether it was the Niners or the Chiefs or the Yankees. I don't know. All I know is I don't care. But I wanted to let you guys know that. Now, I'm sure by now everyone knows whether you like it or not. But does everyone know that over the weekend, in fact on Sunday, a very famous little religious guy, Joel Osteen, his church, Joel is he's as successful as Billy Graham. Super successful guy, Joel Osteen, in the world of church and saving people and all that. Well, a woman showed up at Joel Osteen's church with a child. And she was wearing a trench coat. And she had with her a rifle. Now, according to the story, this poor victim of a lady walked in the door and immediately opened fire. I think one person is injured, but two policemen off duty, attending church, just putting in their time to make sure they get to heaven and then hoping they can get out of there quick enough to catch the Super Bowl, which I'm sure they made it, but they shot her dead. And she brought a child in. And I guess the child was shot, injured to some degree. It was terrible. Terrible thing to happen. You want to know what else is terrible? The United States Senate was able to get together on Super Bowl Sunday and forge together and work to put together a Senate bill that had almost $100 billion in spending in it. How many of these fucking bills are they going to pass in the Senate? Do they think that they're going to say, look, we passed 12 different bills and you guys in the House couldn't pick one? It's kind of ridiculous. This propensity for evil by the left is getting out of hand. Yes, the Senate is full of Democrats and left-wing Republican rhinos. So yeah, it's a left-wing move. Spending more money supporting a nasty, corrupted government. You bet. And another left-wing move. Let's see, I'm going to go murder people, mass murder people on a Sunday, says this would-be shooter, who shows up with a child to commit mass murder. What kind of lunacy and stupidity is this? Was the child the love child of Joel Osteen? I don't know. The world may never know. But this desire to lash out physically and try killing people, to lash out verbally, like up Chuck Schumer and say, give me money or you're going to war and Americans are going to die. That is beyond a microaggression, folks. Because I take Democrats at their word. They say they're going to start a war. I believe them. I believe they will. Now, in this final session, this affects, I think, the most Americans, because most Americans, or I should say a greater number of Americans, are aware of the Super Bowl ahead of what the U.S. Senate signed. I think the majority, a bigger majority of Americans, are more aware of the Super Bowl than the church shooting. They know what happened at the Super Bowl, and they'll be talking about it all day long. I can't wait to not give a fuck about it all. But at the Super Bowl, again, I don't care who won. I really don't. But I bet Taylor Swift wasn't happy with the coverage she got of herself. She looked more plastic than a fucking Barbie doll. And I don't care, you know. It's like, that's exactly what the NFL, and especially the Super Bowl, is. It's not about football in as much as it's a show. It's a sham. It's bullshit. It's for public consumption. It's more fake than World Wrestling Federation stuff, right? It's very scripted, if not totally scripted. But beyond that, that's what everything that happens in DC is about. It seems to be a bunch of scripted horseshit. The conclusion is foregone, and we're heading into that dark good night of SHTF mayhem. But apart from the celebrity worship, celebrity ass kissing, who gives a shit, plastic banana, good time, rock and roll show, there's one other event that occurred. Kelsey, the tight end for the Chiefs, is a media whore, attention hog, just a complete buffoon in my opinion. He assaulted his football coach. He assaulted him. We're not going to call it assault because it's sports. But he got pulled on a play. I caught that. That I thought was interesting. Because he got pulled out of the game for a play because something happened. Coach wasn't happy with it. They needed a different tight end in there. In response to that, Kelsey, the football player who is dating Taylor Swift, got angry, shot his mouth off, and shoved the coach. How is that a good thing? I mean, once again, you get angry, you're all emotional, you're trying to show off for the world, so you get violent with your own fucking coach. That sounds just like the Democrats. It sounds just like the way Democrats act. It sounds just like the way all of Taylor Swift's fans think. They want their way. They want it now. They want this and that. They stop talking about Taylor. You can't have naked pictures of fake Taylor. You can't this and that. And then you're going to vote the way Taylor says. And they're a bunch of millennial and zillennial and whatever the hell else they're called, whiny crybabies who never were told no growing up. They always got a trophy for participating. Their parents did everything to mollify them and spoil them and say, it's okay, baby, here you go. It's okay, baby, here you go. It's okay, baby, here you go. And now look at this. We have a bunch of self-serving, selfish, self-centered, narcissistic pud whackers on the planet. And they can't be fixed. Because they don't think there's anything wrong with themselves. Hell, I know there's all kinds of shit wrong with me. But they won't admit there's anything wrong with them. They think they're perfect. And what is Taylor Swift? Folks, if her personality and her stage character allowed it, she would be a never Trump, I hate Trump, I hope Trump dies, everyone hate Trump. I think she stopped short of the hate Trump rhetoric. But she's definitely in the no Trump. It's actually a fucking farce to think and wait and hope and pray to Saint Swift to give us her political recommendation on who to vote for, as if it fucking matters. As if it's going to make a shit pot bit of difference. That's okay, folks. That's all they want. They just want to be famous and rich and have everyone love them and kiss their ass and give them everything they want. It's a big, giant shit show. And we're just supposed to bend over and let people like Schumer have his way and Biden have his way and Hillary have her way. We're all supposed to not care about what really affects us and just love football and Taylor Swift. And if you don't get your way, you go out on the street, you go to church, and you shoot people up, right? That's the Democrat way. Chance favors the prepared mind is yours. Godspeed, Semper Fi. Welcome to more SHTF.